Ladies and gentlemen, WAGFEST 2009. Hey, look at this event here, man. I wish y'all could have been here last night. He's trying to act on incognito, but ladies and gentlemen, Sean Price, NEAL, so with the one and only, very well accomplished, Mr. Brian O'Neal. Miss O'Neal, first of all, pleasure.
Man, thank you.
Yes, sir. I was at the show last night, man. You know, like I told you last night, that was the first time I actually seen you in person and do it. And man, you're it. You're it. I just want to ask you, what do you consider the contributing factors to your longevity in this game, man? You've been doing this a long time, man.
Yeah, heck of a long time. Even though my CD is fairly new, a lot of people, a lot of radio people are thinking, oh, this guy just popped up overnight. But,
Right.
you know, like you said, I've been doing it for a very long time. And the longevity is just dedication to my music. My heart is in it. So
Right.
your heart doesn't go away from anything. Once your heart is on something, you don't just hit a switch and say, oh, okay, I'm just not going to do this anymore. So it was my heart. It was making me go. And then just some of the basic knowledge of marketing. Because we know that all this marketing stuff is the most important thing. One day you can show something on a board and people buy into it. The next day it's not the board anymore. It might be the internet, it might be phone calls. So I had to stay on top of that and just kind of follow the crowd, what people were accepting. So.
Right. And seeing where music has evolved to where it's at, and you've been in the game so long, how do you view music in a different way as when you started?
No, I don't view the music in a different way, but the business side is different. The business side will always change. The music will always be the same.
That's right.
So unless you can adapt to these changes, and that goes out to any artist or actor, comedian, you got to change with the business. Keep your true art, but change with the business, and you make it.
I got a question for you. You know, there's some guy that says, you know what? Wow, man, I can't believe that's that guy right there. That's that guy, man. Well, what advice can you give the aspiring artist, musician? What word of advice can you give him? Because a lot of times the way the game is nowadays is not about who you know, it's about who knows you. What advice can you give that person to say, hey man, stay strong or whatever have you, this is what you need to do. I'm gonna give you like a basic guideline to follow.
Oh, that's almost a tough one in a way because it's different across the board, but I guess to say in general, like you said earlier, is to stay focused, stay true to your craft. It has to start there. And if you are an aspiring artist, as in musician or singer, master your craft.
True.
You got to start with mastering your craft first. And you also mentioned that it's all about who knows you. Well, you got to know them too. Right. In order for them to know who you are, you got to put yourself out there to get to know them too. Because you don't want to attract the wrong kind of stuff. I know a lot of rappers. It takes money to make stuff. A rapper will get out there, and you don't want him to be on the wrong side of the fence, the dirty side of the fence, getting his finances to finance his craft. So you got to balance all that. And like you said, who you know and how they know you, but. Stay true to your craft, stay focused, and master your craft. You'll go all the way.
For those who don't know what that means, man, master your craft, because listen, you could teach Boo Boo the gorilla the mathematics, you can't teach him the science of it. That's what he's meaning, understand the science. But hey, listen, I know everybody's looking at this man saying, hey, how can I get in contact with him? Do me a favor, let everybody know how can they contact you, what you got up and coming, and where can they look forward to seeing you at?
Okay, I can be reached at my website, www.brianoneal.com. Okay. And everything is there. From that central point, you can reach my YouTube, my MySpace, Facebook, Twitter account. The world is on the internet. Yes, sir. Therefore, I'm on the internet. My next release, I just recently released a tribute to the homeless people. Wow. And I'm actually turning into more of an advocate for homeless people. Really? The song is called Dreams in Color. Okay. There's a video for that. That's also on the website. And we've got a new CD coming out soon. I won't say when because my fans will jump on me and just stick with that date. We'll just say early next year, 2010.
You know what? Can you get more in depth about the homeless thing, man? Because when you meet a lot of artists aren't really humanitarians. And every time I interview an artist that's a humanitarian that understands life is truly about giving, can you explain what drove you to get involved in that?
Well, to start off, I'm probably maybe an overly sensitive man, if there is a such thing. I was in that position before, not as bad as some of the homeless that we see nowadays. But I remember as a young kid and my mom having 3 boys, and we shuffled around from house to house, and we actually stayed in the car one night. I vividly remember that. So growing up, I've always had these feelings for people that I saw in those positions. Once I reached the position in my music to be able to reach more ears with my message, that's called power. So when my status goes bigger and it's not about me anymore, it's like now I have a voice and there's more ears to listen. So this is the best opportunity. My music is my vehicle to reach my goal, which is to help the homeless and the hungry, and to get that message out there. And that's just very dear to me, and I'll do it until the day I die.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know what to say. That's a beautiful thing right there. You see this guy right here, he's trying to be incognito today. Very humble man, very giving man. Once again, Mr. Brian O'Neal, Sean Price, Neo Soul, ladies and gentlemen. You see him, listen out for him, love him, Mr. Brian O'Neal. Thank you.
This is Brian O'Neal, and you are watching Neo Soul.